Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Thursday.
Yes, welcome to the Thursday video. Welcome to
I don't look as bougie as I should for the introduction to this video, unfortunately.
Yeah, welcome to a very bougie, pristine, luxurious, rich and wealthy
Rich!
Thursday.
That was a good one.
So today we are doing something that we kind of have done before, but we actually have some different stops today lined up. We are going to be journeying, is that a word? Journeying off to some of the richest, bougiest, nicest cities in Minnesota, or at least like in the suburbs of Minnesota that we know of, to go to their Goodwills and to go to a couple consignment stores to see what these people are donating, what kind of good finds can we find.
Hopefully a lot.
We have done this once before. I'd say maybe like a year and a half ago. It was probably last summer, so maybe about a year ago at this point. And like I said, we have a couple different stops, but a couple that are the same. We are going to be journeying off like 50 minutes from our house because, spoiler alert, we don't live in the richest city.
No.
So we do have to go somewhere.
They're all the way over here, and we're like kind of down here.
Yeah, we're all the way down here.
Not like a ladder. Like think of the Twin Cities. Minneapolis, rich cities, us.
Us boonies. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to be journeying off. We have a list of 6 stops to go to today.
4 Goodwills.
4 Goodwills.
2 consignment.
And 2 consignment stores.
It's a Plato's Closet and a Style Encore.
Yeah, so what our schedule is for today is we're going to go 50 minutes away to a Goodwill that we've never been to in our lives. Then we're going 5 minutes away from that to another Goodwill.
We went one time because I found a pair. It was the only time I've ever found Charlotte Stone.
True.
I found a pair of those boots at this Goodwill.
These 2 Goodwills, the first 2, are for some reason in the same city. Now that is like an exclusive thing to this city. I do not know a single other city in Minnesota that has 2 Goodwills. It's really odd. So yeah, there's 2 of them 5 minutes away from each other. One might be better than the other. That'd be kind of weird. I don't really know. Then we're going to the consignment stores / buy sell trade. So we're going to a Style Encore and a Plato's Closet that legitimately, like, they share a wall. They are in the same building.
It's a Plato's Closet, a Style Encore, and then a Once Upon a Child, all in the same little strip mall.
Now, unlike the 2 Goodwills, the first 2, these 2 buy-sell trade stores have good reputations. They are known to be really amazing. People from other states will follow this Style Encore on Instagram because of the bougie bags they get in, and they will order them for shipping and stuff like that. So this is a bougie
place gets like Chanel, new Louis Vuitton, new Gucci, a ton.
Like, this place is so good. This place is so good. They've had like crime problems because it's such a good
people steal.
And then the final 2 Goodwills that we're going to are 2 from the last time we went to these bougie ones. These 2 Goodwills also have fantastic reputations. Like, if you are in the Minnesota thrifting crowd, you can guess the 2 that we're talking about, especially the first one. So we're kind of having a finale with those 2, and we have really high hopes. I think we've done
phenomenal there before.
Everybody does good every time they go, especially to these last 2.
Carry that torch on.
Yes. So there are a couple other bougie Goodwills, and maybe that will be left for a future video. We will see. But otherwise, I suppose we should go hop in the old mobile.
I think we should get in the old jalopy, fire it up!
Because we have a long drive ahead of us. So let's go.
There we go. I don't want to look like a foot.
You look like a hand now.
Stop it.
So we've reached our first destination,
our
first Goodwill. So we've never been to this one before. And right away we're noticing that the outside of it, which may just be because of the building, but it doesn't even look like the normal Minnesota ones.
It's not yellow.
I'm kind of nervous.
All the Goodwills that we have up here are yellow.
It doesn't look like it's from California, which all of ours for some reason look like they're from. But we are now like a good 50 minutes from our house. Hopefully this is a good Goodwill. This is in one of the more wealthy cities. But again, we have not been to this exact location. So I would assume there's good stuff, but we will definitely, I guess, find out right now.
Goodwill I go to, I always go to the shoes first, and I ended up finding these really adorable Y2K Maurice's clog sandal things. They are quite cute, but a little too expensive. These Sam Edelmans are in that exact same boat. They were in really good condition, and I think this leather sneaker is still really trendy. They would have done great, but I am not going to pay $15 for them, unfortunately. These definitely kind of gave me a little skip in the heart. They are fake Mock & Mocks. They're not fake, they're dupes. Mock & Mock is a really expensive shoe brand. These were probably from Shein. I really did love the shape of this bag, and I liked this kind of like 90s puffiness to it. It was a 9 West. It had a whole host of problems. It was very discolored. It had all this weird wear to it. The chain strap was really cute, but I unfortunately left her behind.
As usual for me, I first went to the outerwear and blazers section, but this one dress did catch my eye when I was walking over there. I thought it almost looked like a self-portrait or something, but unfortunately it was just some cheaper online or boutique brand, so of course I didn't grab it, so back to the blazers with me. I didn't find any, so I moved on to the jeans, and there were a few good brands, like these Goldie jeans. They were $13, which is an okay price, but not for the condition and not for the style. So they had a ton of spandex waves, and they were also skinny, so that is a no from me. As you can see, there were some decent brands here. I'm seeing Madewell, I'm seeing Paige, I'm seeing Abercrombie & Fitch. Lots of Madewell. I found these Free People jeans. They were pretty interesting how they're like this coated denim, but that usually doesn't do well for me, and especially not for $9. And these Abercrombie & Fitches were pretty cute, being the Curve Loves also, but for $11, that's gonna be a no from me. And here's proof that there is Madewell everywhere. Here is a pair of Madewell jeans, in front of a pair of Madewell jeans, by another pair of Madewell jeans, and a couple more down I see some Madewell jeans, and oh my gosh, more Madewell jeans. This is my first decent brand that I found, and it is this pair of Goodwills jeans. I would love to pick up the Goodwills. I do really like this brand, and I don't find it very often, but unfortunately these were skinny, and they were quite a bit older. Comps were pretty low on these, so I just can't spend the money on them, but it was cool to see the Goodwills in the thrift store. This dress also caught my attention when I was walking by, and this was actually a maxi dress by ModCloth, and it was new with tags. The tag is a Marshall's tag, but obviously I still consider that new with tags, and it was $13. The comps were pretty bad on this one, so I'll have to skip it, but I thought it was pretty. This little girl's Polo Ralph Lauren t-shirt was so adorable as well. It was only $3. I'm sure someone will grab that quick. I did spot this Evereve top too. I love the pleated sleeves. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of Evereve today because Evereve is from Minnesota and from the areas that we'll be in.
I do not, unfortunately, have a very black leather 80s living room, dining room situation that I can bring these chairs home to, but I was kind of fangirling over them for a little bit. I thought they were so cool. This I did end up picking up. It is this really adorable, really glittery Starbucks tumbler. It is missing the original straw, but like, if you're like me, I have 1,000,001 of these straws sitting in my house. I don't think that's gonna do too much to the value, but I thought it was really cute. Okay, story time. So I am just kind of perusing through the things, and I find this really nice, really heavy pewter platter. It is by the brand William Armitail, I have no idea how to say it. This guy is so expensive. You can buy his stuff on Amazon for like a couple $100. This was the Boston Oval platter. I did end up putting this one back because of a reason that I will show you and talk about in just a little bit, but these are very expensive if you ever see his stuff. And just like that, sitting on a rack waiting for me to pick her up was this new at Tags really beautiful Sundance kimono. This was $9 full price, and I was more than happy to pay that price. This is a beautiful piece, and I don't think I've ever found a new at Tag Sundance before. This dress I did unfortunately end up leaving behind. It was a new at Tags J. Crew piece in a size 6. It would have been good for my mom, but she is just not an orange girly. It was $13, which was kind of the make it or break it for me. It was a really cute style, and I thought it would do really good this summer, but $13 was just a little high. And like a moth to a flame, I end up finding a whole bunch of Disney stuff. So I found 3 of these tops. I ended up getting 2 of them. This was one. They were $9 a piece. This one I think I'm gonna keep. It is all of the different Disney foods. And as a Disney family, I am obsessed with all the foods. So I'm probably gonna keep that one. This one just looked a little faded to me. It was $9 as well, but it was all the amazing Pixar characters. I really loved it. I liked this material a lot better than I did the other ones, but I'm definitely not gonna not wear a Dole Whip shirt. This one I really loved. It is Little Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. He is so cute. I thought about getting this as like a school shirt, but I think I'm just gonna sell it because I don't wear a whole lot of blue. This one I kind of hemmed and hawed over as well. It was Peter Millar. I thought I could wear this on our upcoming honeymoon. We are going around Boston, and so I want to kind of bring some like beachy stuff. I ended up passing though. An example of something that I am not going to be taking home with me was this $11 Ever Eve top. It was really cute. I liked this kind of burgundy vibe it had going on, very fall, very like, you know, wear it with a cute little sweater vest. But unfortunately, she had a whole host of problems, like a burn and some other stuff going on in the back, so we left her right back there. Okay, so remember that silver platter from a little bit ago? This is the reason why I passed on it, because I found a much bigger one and a much better one. This is that William Army Tail, I still don't know how to say it, brand. This one was $11, but this is much bigger. It has this really beautiful turquoise coloring detail to it, and these go for a lot more.
Brian's checking out and I left completely empty-handed, but that is A-okay. This is probably what would be maybe the worst of the Goodwills we're doing today. This is just in a nice city, but this city actually has 2 Goodwills, and this isn't one that like has some kind of like history behind it. Nobody's ever told us this is a good one. We just thought we would check it out. But Ryan got a few things. He's coming back to the car now. Also, we have like 6 or 7 stops today, so I'm not afraid that I will end up with some stuff. Next stop, it is a Goodwill once again, and it is actually the same city, which is really odd because I don't know any other city in Minnesota that has 2 Goodwills. And we literally drove like 5 minutes. But also, right back here, literally, this is probably the window to it, but the Style Encore and the Plato's Closet that we're stopping at is like right here. We literally could almost walk there, but that's where we're going next. That's where we're gonna go next, but now we'll be going into the next Goodwill.
Thankfully, they did come out with some new shoes, and I gave them a little look-see. These Danskos came out, and I am not going to pay $14 for a pair of very worn, but I'll give them very cute Danskos. This pair of Betsy Johnson and Torrid sandals I thought could have had a little bit of potential. I love selling Betsy Johnson, but unfortunately, these really weren't much more either. Another example of something that was just a little bit too expensive. You may think these are New Balances because of the N on the side, but these are actually the Michael Kors version of the Louis Vuitton Arclight sneakers. They wanted $15 for them. I thought they were kind of cool. These next couple things came out on a new rack, and when I tell you my jaw was on the floor, it literally was. This is a beautiful $9 vintage Ralph Lauren terry cloth micro mini skirt, probably originally used as a swim cover. I am so excited about this. This is one of my little designer finds of the day. It is mainline Missoni. It was $11. It is such a beautiful piece. I don't know if this was a swim cover or not, but either way, I am not gonna pass it up. I love these colors. I think this is one of my best finds of the day.
Now, I'm sure we've all seen a pair of these before. These are the Sanctuary plaid leggings, and they come in all different sizes, all different prints, but they're always like a kind of plaid. They're sold at Anthro a lot of times in the different prints, and normally I don't pick them up, sometimes even at the bins, but these are at 3X, and they're a straight leg, and I do like this plaid, and they're half off blue color. Next up, I found these frame jeans, a good brand, but not something I'm going to be grabbing. And then I thought these garage jeans were going to be Reformation, but unfortunately, as I said, they're garage. These are so freaking cute, and I was hoping they wouldn't just be Shein. They're a brand called Daisy Street, and this brand is sold at Urban Outfitters, Hot Topic, and Dolls Kill. These are a pair from Dolls Kill, and they are adorable. I love selling Dolls Kill, so I will pick those up. These are a pair of Athleta. I hadn't even noticed these until I was filming this clip, but I could just tell by the stitching and the seams that they were Athleta. Sure enough, they were, and they were tall, but they were too expensive. I spotted a Sundance top. This was an extra small and it was $5, which is a great price, but Ryan had actually found almost the same thing but in a short sleeve earlier. This one was cheaper and I found the reason why. There are some belt holes in it. I did spot this, which I did pick up as well. It is Current Air, which is a more expensive Anthro brand. This is a size large, which is a good thing too. I haven't figured out yet how this works, but somehow it ties around the neck or something.
Okay, internet, help me. I fear I may have done a bad thing. I ended up leaving this top behind just because I wasn't the biggest fan of the color. I loved the style. I loved this kind of 80s off the shoulder moment. I just didn't think this like reflective metallic teal would do that good. Please help me. Do you think I made the right decision or no? I did end up finding a few more Sundance pieces this trip. This was one of the next ones. I thought this little black fuzz was a hole in it. Thank gosh it wasn't. It's this really beautiful canary yellow, kind of like half sleeve, very heavily embroidered top, very classic Sundance. This one was $7. I was very happy to pay that. Oh, she almost got me again. I'm just kind of strolling back through the shoes and I find this other pair of like a Manolo mock and mock, kind of a hybrid. They were $7. Again, they were just Shein. She got me. These I kind of hemmed and hawed about. They are made well. I didn't get them because of the size. I looked up this style of sandal and there was a million of them, especially in the smaller sizes. They were $9. If they were a little bit bigger, I would have got them. And as I'm just waiting in line to check out, I turn over and I see this Soca by St. John. I am assuming that means SoCal. I don't know how this has anything to do with Southern California, but I left it behind. She kind of gave me a jump scare. The colors were kind of pretty and the pattern was interesting. She lives at Goodwill now. So this next piece is me dipping my toe a little bit into the antiques, a little bit into the hard goods. It is this beautiful Akoma, I hope I'm saying that right, little pottery. It is artist signed on the bottom. Once I got this sticker off, once I got it into the car. These can be worth like upwards of $200 though, so I'm very excited to see how that turns out.
Alrighty, time for stop number 3 and 4. We are right in the parking lot, literally right in front of a Style Encore.
Clearance rack they have out front.
I think it's just swim. And a Plato's Closet. And we have only been to these places a couple times, but these have quite a reputation for having really, really good stuff. Now, of course, since these are not thrifting, they are going to be more expensive, especially Style Encore. I'm sure we'll find good stuff in here, but the purchasing is up for debate. So we will have to see. I'm kind of more hopeful for Plato's, though I sell stuff more like Style. But again, the prices are just a little bit better at Plato's. So
very true.
We'll see what we can find. I don't see any like sales or clearance signs, so everything's gonna be full price, but you can usually still find a couple gems. Let's head in.
Style Encore is definitely one of those places where you need to be like on all 5 of your senses to figure out what, if anything, is going to be worth picking up, because it is a little bit more expensive. These Tory Burch shoes were $42. Looked them up. That was just a little high, but they were so cute. Same thing with this Maeve top, new with tags, perfect print for the summer, but $28 is just a little bit out of my reselling budget. But look at how precious she was. Nobody understands how badly I wanted these to be in my size. This was one of the only things that I actually ended up picking up from Style Encore. It is my first time finding this brand. It is Tutternuck. I have seen it everywhere on the internet. This one is new with tags, and it is a collab with Cameron Eubanks Wimbley. I've never sold this brand before, so I'm very excited to give it a try. This is a new with tag, size large. And I just need a moment of silence for this coach, Todd Weisselman, I still don't know how to say his last name, and I studied him in art school. Little rogue. I want to say this is a 25 or a 27. It is beautiful. These were probably $600-700 in the store, and they only wanted $220 for it, which is great, but I do not have an extra $220 lying around. If you would like to gift this to me. And the last thing I ended up getting at Style Encore is this very well-loved but beautiful boned vintage Coach bag. This was made in the USA. They have these kind of like rehab bags here every now and again for $15 to $20. This one was $15. I absolutely am gonna take the time to clean her up and get her posted.
Like a moth to a flame, I went to the blazers first. It makes even more sense to me to go to the blazers and coats first at a consignment store because that is something I'm definitely more willing to pay up for than, say, a blouse, a top, or even some pair of pants. They had a lot of good blazers, but definitely out of the price range for reselling. Of course, being at a consignment store, they definitely know what they have, like this Smith blazer, which I would say Smith is a pretty obscure brand, but they knew it was a good one and they had it priced at $70. I am not one to pay much for Zara, but I will say I was tempted with this blazer. These were some really cute Veronica Beard sandals. I don't really want to spend too much on a pair of rubber shoes, but $30 wasn't too bad, especially if they were for you, and I could tell they were from the Real originally. These Saludos were so freaking cute. I can tell it's a new logo, and they were actually Aperol Spritz graphic Saludos. I was tempted to get these to sell. Here's a look at some of the really bougie stuff they have up over the handbags, like some Moncler boots, Gucci sandals, Burberry boots, lots of stuff. I did find this MZ Wallace, which is a brand I really like to sell, but I don't want to pay too much for, so I did skip this, but it's cool to see some MZ Wallace. You don't see it too often. And then this was a Kuyana bag. Same goes for that, but I didn't end up picking either up, unfortunately. These Burberry pants were so cute. If they would have fit me, I would have been pretty tempted to get them. They were $100, which is great if you're getting them for personal use, but again, for reselling, that is too high.
This Plato's Closet was so busy, so I didn't really get a ton of clips, and I'm very sorry, but I did end up filming these boots. I loved them. I had no idea what the brand is. They were a little too small. I don't even think you're going to be able to read that in here, but they reminded me of my Alexander McQueen boots that kind of looked just like this. This was one of my only pickup to resell things I got at Plato's. It is Anthropologie, and I realized a little bit ago that this is actually new with tags, which is perfect. It's a size 10. It was 70% off of $10. Perfect. Okay, be honest, how many of you knew that Dooney and Burke made sneakers? I had no idea. I wasn't ever gonna buy these because I don't know a thing about them, but I really did love this kind of like artsy fartsy paint splatter kind of a vibe. They were really cute. One of my favorite things to do whenever I get into the wealthier Goodwills is to look at the crap that they're marking up that will inevitably end up at the bins because nobody is gonna pay this much for a Lululemon tank top at Goodwill, $23. I wouldn't even price it that high, but it is kind of fun to see what they're pulling and picking, and then I go out and find all the really good stuff that's normal, regular Goodwill price.
Entering Plato's, I right away noticed these Helmut Lang logo waistband cargo pants. I would have loved to pick these up for me, but $100 is way too high. These Doc Martens were so cool. I love the patent look to them. I love the platform. But they do price Doc Martens up at Plato's. These were $85. There's no way I'm spending that, but I just love this style. I also was tempted to pick up these Tory Burch that were down the row. They had such a pretty print to them, and I love the chain detail. They were also in fantastic shape, but again, just a little bit out of my price range. Lots of Docs here, and they were all definitely priced high. These shoes I did pick up. They're Pokemon, but they're actually by a regular choice. I thought they were just like kids' shoes, but these are worth money. Of course, you guys know this witch t-shirt caught my attention. And I did find this rails that I'm getting for myself to bring on vacation. I'm pretty excited, and it's only $10. So I got a couple things for me personally, but nothing here actually to sell besides the Pokemon shoes. It was already like 2:30, so we were getting hungry, and we stopped at Portillo's for some hot dogs before we continued on our journey.
Howdy, y'all. I've had a good lunch.
and
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back at it.
Stomachs full of hot dogs and fries.
Ooh, that
and
was scary.
now we are at the next stop. So we have, I'm sure we said it in the intro, but we have kind of kept the like two best for last. So these
This
last,
is, I think, the wealthiest suburb.
these
in
last
the
two
Twin Cities.
Goodwills have like good reputations. Like if you said the names of these two cities to any thrifter, they'd be like, that's that good Goodwill. This may be the best of all, but it's hard. It's hard. This one has the best reputation, but I kind of feel like the next one is even better. I don't know. I don't
agree.
know. We'll
I
have
agree.
to see. But I have high hopes for this one. So let's go in.
Okay, this Goodwill starts off very strong, so let's do a little catch up. I got this for my mom. I thought she could hang it somewhere fun. It's just a cute little, like, mom's rule sign. It's from Alexandria, Minnesota, which I believe is up north, but I am not 100% sure. These next couple things are for, shockingly, my mother. This is a Jules top. She wears these all the time. She has them in a million colors. This is $9. I'll save her the money from going to Von Maur and getting one, so I'll grab her one here. Jack found this for her. It is this really adorable J. Crew dress, size 6. She is a lover of a little bit of animal print, and I think these kind of like baby doll dresses look really good on her. She's not very tall, so I think that will look perfect. This I got is kind of like a little meandering, go around the house, maybe run an errand, go to a lunch. New tag J. Crew, $9. This shade of blue looks wonderful on her. Size small, but I think that's going to be great. These next couple things came off of the new rack. This I ended up passing on. It was Flora by Flora Night Cruise. It was $5, which was a great price. But this just had some wear and some spots on it, and I just didn't know if I was going to be able to clean that all the way. So I did, unfortunately, leave this one behind, and I really hope somebody else picks it up because it was beautiful. This was a Madewell, a really cute linen gingham check blazer, light spring jacket situation. I loved these kind of like bigger smock pockets. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was from 2020. Spring, summer 2020. I am very excited to find this. I think this is still going to do great, even though it's 3 years old. I think it's going to be fine. And the last thing that I pulled off of this rack, I only saw the tag. It is a $9 Alison Olivia sweater. It is red, and I kind of got to looking at it, and I realized that it really isn't a style that I'm going to ever pick up. It had this really interesting back detail, but it was a no-go. These were a 110% yes. It is these really adorable champagne and orange saludos. They were $9, but blue was the half off color, so these were only $4.50.
Right when you enter this Goodwill, there are shoes galore that are all very nice or in extremely good condition. So, for example, here's a pair of Eileen Fisher that are in fantastic shape. Here's a pair of J. Crew that are literally brand new, made in Italy, nicer J. Crew. Here is a nearly new Birkenstock. Here is another J. Crew sandal. These wedges are Tory Burch, and they're very nice. There's just all kinds of stuff that they unfortunately do separate out. The only pair that I considered getting were these LaRude for $30. They're brand new, and this brand can be at Anthro, but it's really expensive no matter where it is. I didn't really like the style, so I did end up passing on those. Then I moved on to the normal shoe section, and even in the normal shoes, you can still find some good stuff, like these Louis Vuitton shoes. Just kidding, they're Wild Fable. But there are some good shoes out here as well, like these really cute metallic Sam Edelmans. They were marked up to $15, but I will say they were adorable. There were these Cape Robins that were really cute. Sometimes that brand is at Doll's Kill. Those were a bit marked up as well, and they even had some J. Crews out here too. I actually peeked at the dresses first at this Goodwill, and I found this really cute printed Zara dress. I do not pick up Zara, but I did like the toucans on it. I also found this Jenny Yu bridesmaid's dress. I love to pick up this brand, but there were marks all throughout, so I will not even be paying $10.99 for this as they had it priced. I will, however, pick up this dress. So this is another more formal bridal or event dress, and this is by Main Line Monique Lullier. So I cannot even imagine what the retail on this dress was. It is not ML Monique Lullier. It is not any other diffusion, and it's only $11. I'm definitely picking this up. Again, the retail would be crazy high. At first, I thought that these sections of gems might be messed up, but they are symmetrical, so I think this is how they're supposed to look. Next up, I found these pants, and these are by Joseph, which is a very expensive brand. This is a pair of pants that are made in France. They're not the best style, and Joseph's a tricky sell, so I'm actually not getting them, but this is just an example of the luxury brands that you can find here. Next to that, found another pair of luxury pants. This brand is called Spirit Halloween. I'm totally kidding, but it's funny that they're priced exactly the same. I did, however, move on to the blazers finally. I was desperately looking for them all over the store, and it did pay off because I did find quite a few that caught my attention. Some to pick up, some to just show you guys. So first off, just to show you guys, was this really cute double-breasted express blazer. I would love to find this at the bins or something. Unfortunately, I will not pay probably over like $3 or $4 for something express to resell. This Ann Taylor blazer was really cute too, and it was plus size, so I wanted to check it out, and unfortunately it was a little older than I was hoping it'd be, so I did pass on this as well. It's 2019, I was kind of hoping it'd maybe be 2022 or 23. Then I found this adorable J. Crew pink blazer. This is a newer label and it's $11. There is no way I'm skipping this. I don't even care if it's not super new. It's a linen blend blazer. I need it. Another J. Crew blazer. This was the schoolboy blazer. It was an even better price at $9, but this one's older and I don't know about the orange, so I looked it up and comps weren't that great and I skipped it. This was an Ever Eve blazer. It wasn't very structured, so I didn't really like the style, so I passed on that and of course had to put it in the right size location. Another J. Crew blazer. I love this one. It's mercantile, but I love the color. It's so cute. Yet another Ever Eve find. This one is new with tags. Unfortunately, it is not worth $12.99 to me, but again, I just knew we'd find Ever Eve all over the place here. A couple years back, I'd be so excited to find this, especially right before the 4th of July. It is an old label Wild Fox sweater, but nowadays Wild Fox is just so bad, there is no way. A pair of jeans I'm definitely grabbing. These were $8.99. They are Pilcro newer label jeans and they are flared. I will totally pay that price for these. Before leaving, we looked at hard goods and I found these really cool Club Ace Heart and Diamond glasses, and they are Kate Spade and Lenox, worth a lot of money. So I'm really excited about them.
I would have really honestly loved to get these PacSun shorts. I loved this dainty little kind of like 70s floral pattern. They were $49 new. Goodwill had them for $13. I cannot sell PacSun anything to save my life, and I would be making no more than $13 at Plato's, so I left them behind. A pair of shorts that I did end up getting though is this pair of Aritzia Denim Forum. These were $7, and I think these were a great pickup. Good little pair of light wash jean shorts. I gotta get these listed quick though, but I think they're gonna sell great. And a pair of shorts that I am not going to end up getting. They were these funky, kind of like tribal, very twee, very like early 2010s pair of cotton shorts, and these are by the Odills, which was a very expensive Anthro brand, and I think they still have pieces that do good. I just don't think that this was one of them. Okay, and the short section had a little bit of a moment, so let me introduce you to the moment. These are BDG. I ended up passing on these because they had some staining in some very key areas, even though $5 would have been a really good price for those. This was really interesting. So this was kind of like a homemade pair of Levi's shorts. They are a 501. I am not 100% sure of the size. They were $7. But this one-handed situation is also absolutely fighting me. They had 2 of the snaps, so you could cross them over, or you could wear them normally. Those I was super excited about. These I was elated to find. They are Faraday, size small, and they were only $5. I was so excited to find these. I think these are going to be a great like lake short, a great little boating short, and for $5, you can't beat them. I ended up finding one more pair of the Denim Forum, which is Aritzia. These are the Yogo mid-thigh short, perfect style. I really loved this wash. $7, can't beat it. An example of better for you than for me. This is a We the Free. They wanted $15 for this, and we all know these retail for like 38 or 48 bucks. They don't really sell for too much more than that either, so 15, great deal for yourself. Not a very good deal for me. This kind of broke my heart to leave here. It is a Nation Ltd, which is one of my favorite brands to sell. It was only $5, but unfortunately, as I was checking out, I realized that one of the seams on the back hem had come undone, and I'm not going to try and fix that. That seems way too complicated. This brand is oddly for good. Apparently, they're like Urban Outfitters, Anthropologie. These t-shirts are $85 a piece. This one was $5, and it has these little quilted letters on all of them, and they can have different sayings. Okay, everybody, let's take a little break from the regular content and let's play a game. This is a Zara t-shirt, shocker. What in the world do you think this is? What is this random smattering of beads on this black t-shirt supposed to be? It looks like a Rorschach test, honestly. Bum, bum, ba bum, 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 bum. Let's go, girls. I do have to give credit where credit is due, though. I don't think this Goodwill, though they priced it up really high, has ever honestly missed a Lululemon piece ever. This is one of those ones that is so hard to find because the tag is the exact same color as whatever color the shirt is. They're hunting, they're looking, man. Good for them. Another couple examples of things I just left behind. This was a really cute, newer Anthropologie piece. It was made for Anthropologie, by Anthropologie, I guess, for $7. This top just looked a little oversaturated, even though I thought the red was going to be cute for 2024. That's okay. This brand, if you find like the pants or the dresses or anything, it is Rap London. This t-shirt was only $5. The t-shirts only retail for 40 or 50 and they sell for 25 to 35, somewhere in there. I just didn't really feel like getting it. The last clothing item I decided to pass on was this beautiful Express dress. They wanted $13 for it. You could probably get more than that. It was this really amazing like yellow, almost a toile print. Very tropical, very good for the season. I would be much happier if I found this in the bins. Live, laugh, love.
Okay, I did just a little bit of damage. They gave me an IKEA bag. I spent $147, and I got some good stuff.
Well, alrighty, folks. Welcome to the last Goodwill. Can you tell we're in the Goodwill parking lot right now? I'm so excited to go in. I have such high hopes and such high goals.
I have a wonderful mid-century eclectic vibe.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, we are not at the last Goodwill. So we had a small change of plans. So we were driving to the last Goodwill. Mind you, this was at 5:30 p.m. and every single road we turned down that Google was telling us to go down was closed. We were having a really hard time getting there. It just kept getting later and later, and it was already a little late. So we feed our dogs at like 5:30. We have actually a couple other things to get done tonight, and we need to meet up with my mom before tomorrow tonight. We were totally just running out of time, and we decided that this will be the perfect reason that we need to make a part 2 of this video.
Everything happens for a reason.
So think of the last Goodwill, which I will say was the best. Think of that as kind of the finale on this part 1. Yeah. And coming up probably within the next like month and a half, we will do a part 2. Because there actually are 2 other Goodwills that come to mind that are really good.
That we also have not been to in so long.
Yeah.
We do not go to the regular Goodwills hardly ever because we always go to the bins.
Yeah. So we are thinking that we are just using this as a reason to make a part 2. So we will get to this last one that we had in mind next time that we go to Bougie Goodwills, and then we'll go to the other 2. So we apologize that there's not one more Goodwill. I feel like we did plenty of sourcing today anyways. We got some scores, we got some finds, we did more stops than we did last time we did one of these videos. So I think it all worked out in the end. We just ran out of time and honestly out of energy. That was a lot. We left this morning. We left this morning at like 9:30.
And it is currently 7 o'clock.
It's 7. And we just got home like half an hour ago. So it was like 9 hours of shopping. It was
too much.
It was a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know below if you did and if you are excited for part 2 or you like save it. Keep it to yourself.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. So do you want to see a part 2 of this where we go to other more bougie Goodwills? Let us know below, and we will see you guys on Sunday for our regular What's Old Sunday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.